It is, wow, 6 o'clock on October 7th. My contractor did so much today. I'm just absolutely, so grateful to him. Just how he came in. He was here early today. I left for Pilates at 8:45 and he messaged me at like 8:20 that he was on his way in a taxi, which he's like 10 minutes away in a car. So we just missed each other. When I was actually just like 2 blocks from the house and I got a message from my ring saying that he was at the door. But he was able to get in. I left him a way to get in. And he was here with a painter till just a few minutes ago and they got so much done. I just cannot get over how much they got done. I'm just so grateful. I mean, we are still looking at end of next week and it's just things need to dry. And he's like, well, we could take some shortcuts, like not seal the floor, for example, but I am not going to get to this point and be stupid and trying to take shortcuts at this point. We are just going to take, the time that it takes. So he has, so the painter got this door and the other door painted and the door frames. And I wasn't going to get it done. And I'm so glad I did. It looks so much better. Especially the other one looks really good. We'll go in and he hung it. So now I can actually go back into my kitchen. I've got to just make sure I clean this up, for example, because there's always left. So now here's the floor, and it looks really, really pale, and it's because it's just really dusty because he was cutting concrete today. So the floor is actually going to be more like that darker color. I came in here this morning and I was just looking at the floor and I was just absolutely ecstatic. So he still has to do all of the backsplashes, sand them down. But he got this one mostly sanded down. He wanted to show me again, to reassure me that we're gonna get rid of the black. And this one is just about perfect. He's got this weird, I call it like a grease spot. I don't know what it is. He's got this weird spot right there. That's very strange. It's like a different finish. So they're gonna do another layer of polishing on that and they're gonna get those ends done. They're gonna do the counters. But this is the big thing that he managed to get done this weekend. This weekend, today. The sink is in. And he told me 5 times, don't touch it today, and don't touch it for 24 hours because I've got stuff drying down here, like all the connections are drying. But I will be very honest and say I got some dishes to catch up on. I'm not doing them with the bucket method. What I'm thinking tomorrow evening or afternoon or even just Sunday, we'll see, is I'm just gonna come in here with a tub of stuff, wash, put back in the tub and go dry in another room. Because it's really, I'm gonna have the hot water. I'm gonna go turn the hot water on for the first time in months. It just hasn't been worth having the hot water when it's just, I'm not doing dishes basically with the hot water. And it's been too hot. I haven't needed it for the shower. So I am definitely, it's getting kind of cooler in the evenings. I'm looking forward to a hot shower. So I think I might just do that tonight, get the water heater going. But these counters are looking amazing. It's just like right now with the dust, it's not doing it justice. But I'm just absolutely thrilled with how this is looking. I know this looks like a hot mess. I know I've had a few people reach out and say, I'm so sorry that it's still not looking good. And I'm like, no, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Just trust the process. Because I'm trusting the process. So I'm not thrilled with this backsplash because this one, it was 2 different heights. And then, so when he got to the same height, it's not like the same thickness, but again, I'm gonna have that bar here and I think it's not really gonna, by the time we get done, we're not gonna see it. And then we gotta do all the painting and everything. So at this point, I'm gonna go out where it's not quite so echoey. Look at this, oh my God. Those little pleasures. So what he says is Monday, he wants to send his brother back, the guy who does to finish all of the sanding and do the sealing. Sealing, S-E-A-L-I-N-G, not sealing as in the ceiling's fine. And then it could be 2 days before we can bring furniture in. The furniture would go in on Wednesday and I would be moved in on Wednesday. Is sort of what we're thinking, but the brother is saying, if we can get, as much time as we can give to this floor before we bring the furniture in, the better. And then I got a text from the carpenter, from Javier, saying, I will have your cabinet on Monday. And I thought we were going to be ready for it, and it looks like we aren't after all. But Alejandro was saying if we get a photo of the cabinetry on the truck and there's like a GPS tracker pointing to your house, he says, we will be ready. He says, I don't care what we have to do, if we have to just like cover it with plastic while we finish up painting or whatever. He says, we're going to be ready for it because you're not going to be rescheduling this. Like if he is actually going to deliver it, which I still don't believe he is. I'm actually taking bets that he won't or that he will. So we'll see how that goes. But it would be amazing if it did come in before next Wednesday and I was able to actually move into my new space with everything and not just, not have to have this as a temporary solution again. I did make one final purchase on Amazon for the kitchen, which I've been sitting on. I've been sitting on it, and then I realized that I was sitting on it because I thought that I was going to move back in and that the microwave was going to have to go back where it was before. But then I realized, no, I won't have to, because even if I have to do a temporary solution, I have a table, I have something that I can put there, and I can plug the microwave in over there. So that still frees up that back spot. So I bought myself an electronic pump or an electric pump for my water jugs. So, and then what I'm going to do is I had put an outlet underneath there for the microwave, and I'll be able to still use that. I'll be able to leave a charger and a cable in there for the pump, and that'll be very nice and neat and tidy for the water jugs. I just got to do some measuring because I have a board that's going to go there. The board's currently on legs, and I'm wondering if I could leave the legs, which I had originally thought I was going to cut them off, to raise the garrafones a little bit higher up to make them easier to use. But I have to make sure that the pump can still clear. So we'll do those measurements on Monday, and as Alejandro says, if we have to, we can maybe half cut the legs off or whatever, depending. If we're able to leave them as they are, I'm actually think that's going to be kind of nice. I'll be able to get a little strip of wood to go across the front, and it'll give me a whole bunch of little hidden cubby holes in the back to put things that maybe I don't need to access all the time. Is sort of like my thinking, just trying to maximize all the space. So I am just absolutely thrilled with the progress today. This paint that I bought was so friggin' expensive, this white paint. It was so worth it. It was absolutely rapid dry. Look at this, it's not even tacky. I was told 20 minutes it'll be dry, and sure enough, like the painter says, I can't get over how easy it is to work with and everything. So this is absolutely fantastic paint. You just see it showing you it's Comex, and it's Flash Coat Esmalte Premium de Secado Ultra Rapido. So there you go. Totally worth it. Thank you, Comex guy, for convincing me to do that. Yeah, it looks really good. So I'm just feeling so much better today, even though I'm not anywhere, I'm still like a good week, almost getting back into my routine. Just having the sink this weekend is going to make like all the difference. Alejandro was saying, I know you're going to play with your sink this weekend. He says, just give it 24 hours. And he says, try not to get anything like super soaked. He knows me. So, and then he is going to Veracruz this weekend, like the state. I don't know where exactly going in the state. I'm not going to give all his personal details, but he's traveling. And he's leaving at 9:30 tonight, and he's arriving there tomorrow morning. I think it's like a 12-hour bus ride, or a 10-hour bus ride, I think. So I am not convinced I'll see him on Monday, but he says he's sending his brother back on Monday, so we shall see. And we sat down and we talked a little bit about money today. So I've paid him so far in materials, not counting paint, not counting the taja, the sink, but like the concrete stuff that I've paid for, plumbing supplies, some tools and different things. I'm at $17,500 for him, and he says we're just about done with the accounting. He says he's gonna ask me for a little bit at the end, but we're almost there. I think it's gonna come in at about $20,000 for him, which is completely reasonable for what it is. And I think if I had tried to start over with my guy from last year, I would have ended up paying a lot more. Because Alejandro was saying, he says he recognizes that he came earlier and then he didn't do a very good job and whatnot. And he says, you're providing snacks and drinks and Ubers and stuff. So he's not accounting, like he's accounting, but he's not accounting, the way he didn't have to start from scratch. I think is basically what he's saying is, so he can give me a break on some things. So, a great kid. I would totally recommend him. I keep calling him a kid. I have no idea how old he is. I mean, he's married with kids, so he must be he could be my age, but he's just so tiny. He's just like a typical Yucatecan man, you know, he's up to my belly button pretty much. So anyway, I'm really excited for the weekend. Get my house back in the next week or so. It's gonna be amazing. All right, I'm gonna go see if I can find Alma. She's very pissed off. Like every morning it gets harder and harder and harder to convince her to go to her room and spend her day in the room. So I'm hoping that having 2 days this weekend will help boost her morale a little bit, because she's been cranky, but I would be cranky too.